Hey, just welcome to another episode, guys. We're back.
Come on.
And we're here to talk about 20 years of Xbox, because Microsoft, big up you, and having 20 years of just experience in the gaming industry and bringing loads of joy and experiences otherworldly to gamers.
There we go. Literally, Microsoft came in the gaming industry at such a weird time because everyone was just like, hold on, aren't you the dons that do Word and Excel and PowerPoint? And you're diving into gaming. And it was a very bold move from a company like Microsoft to actually enter the gaming sphere.
100%.
Especially considering how you had Nintendo, how you had PlayStation,
all doing their thing already.
And massive gaming companies like Sega, who actually transitioned away from like the hardware into sort of more the publishing side, software and publishing side. So my very first console, I'll never forget it. It was a Christmas of whatever early 2000 period it was, and I literally got the very first Xbox.
The original thing.
Which
he didn't even bring.
I'm do you know what? I'm so mad because I couldn't find it, and I searched high and low, and I know it's in my house. It's just not where I expected it to be. And it was my first console. I had James Bond Nightfire. I had Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I had Pro Evolution 5. And I remember I had this racing game called Project Gotham Racing. Like, bro.
As a racer, I know that game.
Bro, oh, nah, man. Like, Xbox back in the day was serious. And I think they were one of a few that really took online. Like, they really tried to push the whole online agenda, like, moving forward. So, yeah, for me, like, I kind of immediately went against the grain. While everyone was getting PlayStation 2s and Nintendo GameCubes, I got an Xbox, and that was my very, very first.
Oh, so you weren't even a PlayStation gamer, like right out of the gate.
I was like, I played like my cousins had like GameCubes and PlayStation.
Yeah.
So my the first hardware console I ever played was a PlayStation 1.
Okay.
But in terms of one that
in
I
terms
owned,
of owning, it was an Xbox.
It was an Xbox, yeah. And that was and I had Halo as well. Sorry.
Come on.
I had Halo. I'll never forget sitting in my living room late at night playing Halo at the very tender age of like 6-7 years old and just switching it off because I got shook.
Wasn't the age rating for that game like 15?
Yeah, my parents were G's. Hey, big up you, mum. You already knew what I go. But yeah, like it was just amazing to kind of see, looking back on it now, how a company just went out of their range.
They were like real underdogs in this thing, and yeah, they've come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
A long way.
Like
they had to put up with PlayStation's just like constant, like just beating them down every time with every opportunity that they got, because obviously PlayStation was in this game already. They were in it for a long time, and again, like Xbox being underdogs coming into it, they really took all the punches and like still just got back up and did their thing.
And transitioning from Xbox to 360, a lot of people say that 360 won that console war against PlayStation 3.
I'm not even gonna disagree with you on that one, because even as a PlayStation gamer, like through and through, like when the 360 came out, that was real console wars right there. Real console wars.
And do you know what's crazy? My uncle, I remember one time when my uncle was staying with us, and randomly one time I came home and he was just playing the 360. Like he bought a 360 and he played it, and I couldn't play it for a while because he wouldn't let me. Like there were certain games that he had like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, and I couldn't play it. Fam, like it wasn't until he left that he was like, yeah, you can keep the Xbox in it. Fam. So he had Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I've actually surprise, got some games that I found from the 360 period.
Nice.
So let me see if I can grab it out.
While he does that, I'm just gonna speak a little bit about my experience with Xbox.
Go on.
During around that same period, because again, like PlayStation gamer through and through, I had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then Xbox 360 and PS3 were announced around the same time, I believe. And then for me, that's when that's when the decisions had to be made. Because as a PlayStation gamer, you obviously kind of want to get the PS3.
Yeah.
Like just want to keep the lineage going.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. But because of what Microsoft had announced and like the 360 and what it was capable of doing, all that kind of stuff, that's the moment for me when I was like, okay, what do I get?
Yeah.
Because again, like you said before as well, for me the thing tying me to Xbox was Halo, because I loved Halo. I loved that game. Because I played it a lot on PC as well, in school and stuff with my friends. So after they announced Xbox 360, I was like, this might be time for me to get a 360.
Make the transition.
But to no avail, because my parents didn't buy me one. So, yeah. They actually ended up buying me a PlayStation 3 for my birthday.
Oh, fair enough.
So, yeah, they kind of forced that lineage continuation onto me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of had just a PS3. And then for me to be able to play, like, Halo and all those Xbox 360 games.
Yeah.
Exclusive or non-exclusive, I kind of just had to go to like cousins or friends' houses to play that, because small boy like me didn't have enough money to afford Xbox 360.
Hey, listen, I hear that, my bro. I hear that. And do you know what? Speaking of Xbox, I really feel like credit to them as well, because I really feel like I'll never forget being in secondary school, and even in some aspects till today, you hear about Xbox party chat, like. Xbox
for the good and the bad
and the most definitely ugly as well.
Call of Duty gamers, I'm talking about you.
100%. The Modern Warfare 2 days were disgustingly toxic, but they really it was just amazing to kind of see them, because even though PlayStation had trophies and the same features, there was something about Xbox that really just had a home to it. Do you know what I'm saying? So Xbox 360 was really a beautiful time, and I've got some games.
What you got, man?
These are all these are just mad random gems. Like, I tried to find as many as I could, but these are the only ones I found. So there's one called Vampire Reign, which is this one. I don't even know I had this in possession.
He's gonna obviously overlay.
I'm gonna expand
overlay
it.
the thing here.
I'm gonna overlay it. Don't worry about it. Prince of Persia.
Big up that game.
Prince of Persia.
That game is a serious thing.
Serious one.
Bring back Prince of Persia. Remaster that thing. Put it on Game Pass. Hey, we'll talk about Game Pass in a second, actually.
Don't get me started about FIFA 2008. That's a weird one.
Like, you know what? That is, for me, one of the best FIFA games.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think for me it was FIFA 10. FIFA 2010.
FIFA 08 was, for me, the best FIFA game.
Yeah. FIFA 2008. And the last one was Virtual Fighter 5.
Big up them as well.
Yeah, big up Virtual Fighter. That's a fighting game memorabilia right there. Hall of Famer, Godfather. But yeah, these are the most random ones that were so easy to find. They were literally hiding under my bed. All the other lost ones I had was Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I remember my uncle sold them and we got a PlayStation instead. So yeah.
He sold two of very good games.
He sold bare stuff. Like, I just remember coming home one day and there was no 360.
Wow.
So
he was like, psych.
I played
PS3.
it. That's it. I played it to my heart's content, and then next thing you know, I came back from school wanting to play 360, and it just wasn't there, which is fair enough. So 360, absolutely amazing console. Definitely won the console war between them and PlayStation 3. Yeah. Console was definitely one of my favorite consoles by far. That console was that controller was just
it kind of set the precedent as well for consoles that stood up on their sides. Because obviously you had, not on their sides, but just stood up, because PlayStation 2 obviously it stood up as well, but it wasn't meant to. It wasn't designed to stand. It was a console designed to lay flat. But if you wanted to stand it up because you didn't have enough space or whatever, then you can stand it up. Yeah. But 360 itself, it was designed to stand. Yeah. And it looked nice doing that.
Yeah. It was a very lovely console. Like, even if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure even this is kind of backtracking. The original Xbox had a Holo edition. so you could see like the internals of it. I'm pretty sure because I remember going to my friend's house. So it had like one of those
crystal cases.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they had one because I remember going to my friend's one and playing like the Matrix game, and I feel like he had one of those ones. But it was absolutely amazing, and obviously the whole controversy around the Red Ring of Death, and like it was just a.
Don't speak on the bad times.
Listen, like
only the good times.
Only the good times, but
tough time never lasts.
Only tough people last.
Only tough people last.
And Xbox have proved that they have lasted.
Honestly,
man, like credit to them. Like the 360 era was definitely an amazing thing, and definitely let us know in the comments what you remember about the 360 days.
Yeah, and for me as well. Sorry to cut you off, but for me, that's when I was. If you remember from the last episodes, when we were talking about our favorite games, that Xbox 360 console is what introduced me to like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And why I loved it so much.
Right.
And also Halo, of course, because I believe, speak about it. But yeah, like, big up 360.
Big up 360, man.
But then Xbox One.
I'm not going to lie, we're going to skip that
What
one.
is that?
No, we're going to skip. Like,
yo, Microsoft, yeah. What was that?
Yeah, they were
what was that console?
They missed completely.
What was that?
I genuinely have no. I swear to you,
it was ambitious, but the delivery in terms of actually, do you know what? The console delivery was poor. Like in terms of the design of the whole thing, the first iteration I'm talking about, by the way.
Right.
The first iteration of Xbox One, in the bin. What was that?
Do you know what's crazy? They were done before the design came. Remember when they said you couldn't share games or something like that? And then PlayStation responded during E3 saying, this is how you can share games. And then they just like... like, whoa, man. Like, it was so hard to watch Xbox go from the amazing
360
marvel that was 360
to that.
And then literally stab themselves in the chest with the Xbox One presentation at E3, and it was just crazy because everything, and I'm pretty sure they were the first to go up anyway, because everything afterwards, PlayStation said, that's what you're doing.
That's how you share games.
Well,
this is how we do it.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So I'll be so real. Like my boy had an Xbox One back in uni,
and they had to backtrack on so many things.
It was bad. It was bad, but.
Like that's why they even had to release another version of the Xbox One in which you could share discs.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, but also it really started to see the change in gaming as like, you know, the fans were really like, we are not messing with this.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to change it. And Xbox said, oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, but in terms of like the actual delivery and performance of what Xbox One gave.
It was good.
It was serious.
People just didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
PlayStation,
because they were just like, I don't care what's on my screen. I care about what's in my house.
Yeah, yeah. But also, PlayStation 4 was just ramming their PlayStation 4.
Yeah, Sony was just flaming timelines everywhere. They were just all over.
I mean, we're here to celebrate Xbox anyway, so we're not going to get into that. But this lovely console that you have here is Xbox Series X.
This is a thing of beauty.
It just looks like a thing of beauty.
It's
just looking at it, I'm just like
as a minimalist that I am.
Oh, this is prime. This is prime minimalist.
It's prime minimalism, bro.
It's beautiful. Like I had the opportunity of obviously playing it at your house a couple times, and it's a beautiful console. It's a beautiful console. I love the way the controller handles. Actually, going back to Xbox One, the controller was very lovely as well.
Yes,
I'll give it that.
Yes.
They had I think that was probably.
I'll always give credit to Microsoft and
their controllers.
Their controller design. If I could play PlayStation games with an Xbox controller, I would.
110%.
I would.
110%.
100%.
And they even had like the extent. I think they even had like a modifier on their controllers. Like,
the Elite controller?
Yes.
The Elite controller.
Oh.
Yeah. The Elite controller?
Oh my God. From like when I was playing...
I'm actually probably going to leave after this episode and go buy
an Elite controller.
Because I've had the opportunity to use an Elite controller, I think, twice.
Yeah.
And if you're either a racer...
Yes. Or a shooter.
Yes. you kind of need an Elite controller.
It's the perfect controller.
It's the pinnacle of controllers.
Yes.
Because if you don't want to spend money on Scuff, but obviously Scuff Gaming, like
what's Scuff Gaming?
If you wanna sponsor us, you know. But essentially, Scuff Gaming, they do modified controllers.
Right. Okay.
So they do it for both PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh, big up you, Scuff.
And essentially, they do quote unquote elite controllers for PlayStation and Xbox.
Right.
But yeah, like I feel like the Elite controller was a good design choice on Xbox on Microsoft's side, and I feel like that's where it kind of came from though, because they saw that people were modifying their controllers to better play games.
Yeah.
So they probably like obviously took a page out of Scuff,
right,
and they were just like, yeah, we kind of need to make our own proprietary modified controller.
Yeah.
And it's very modular as well. I kind of wish I had it here so I can show you guys, but I will buy it after the episode.
Yeah.
So maybe one day in a future episode we'll talk about the Elite controller and how good that was.
Because boy, like even when I had the opportunity of playing it, just knowing that you can toggle the triggers.
Yep. Sensitivity.
So you can get it to snap really quickly or be just sort of how it was normally, so it can be extended. Then you have the extra controllers on the back where you could toggle other things as well. Their paddles. Then obviously you have like the D-pad, which is just like a multi-directional pad. So instead of it being the 4 directions, it's just hella polys, whatever you want to call it. Like
hella stuff.
It's beautiful. Like one thing I will always credit Microsoft for is always sort of paying attention to the gaming experience as it
through and through.
And that's something that is just absolutely amazing. And their effort in backwards compatibility is something that...
Before we talk about that,
man,
we have to talk about really quick, just like for a minute, the lessons learned from Xbox One.
Yes.
Up to this thing.
Yeah.
Because like this thing is it looks amazing and it performs even more amazing. In terms of design, they really took a page out of Xbox One and they learned a lot of lessons. So they managed the heat better. They kind of just designed this just better in general, in a way that they still made it look absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You have obviously the fan on top, the concave design, and like depending on how you look at it, you see like the green as well. Like just
it looks
if
nice.
you ever get one of these,
it looks
look
nice.
at it properly before you plug it in.
Yeah.
Because
appreciate
it.
Because this is nice. I can tell you that.
I'm not gonna lie, it should be put in a design museum somewhere.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Because it's actually very, very beautiful.
Yeah. And I do want to talk about the Series S as well, because they did make a beautiful effort in terms of that.
In terms of making that, they kind of translated the design inside and out from this big ass box into a smaller one. More affordable one.
Yeah. Very affordable, actually.
Yeah.
Because that one's just Game Pass, isn't it?
Which one?
The Series S. And you can obviously pay and download games as well. Yeah.
So there's no, I don't believe there's a disc.
No, there's no disc in that one.
On the Series S.
No.
Because obviously it's the more cheap, affordable one.
Yeah.
So you're kind of only limited to the storefront in terms of downloading games. Or should I say not downloading, but playing games.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of playing games, now we can talk about like what you were going to get into Game Pass.
Game Pass. I was shown Game Pass for the first time recently, actually. This was recently. I was shown Game Pass because I've never really...
Because he didn't believe me when I told him that Game Pass is quote unquote better than PlayStation Plus.
Oh, 100%. No, it will. I will 100%
and not
agree.
only PlayStation Plus, actually, PlayStation Now.
I believe Game Pass is the single greatest thing
that Xbox has ever provided for gamers ever.
Yes.
Full stop, period.
100%. Because their contribution to backwards compatibility is beautiful. I saw games that I said, they got Viva Pinata. They've got SSX.
Fable 3.
They've got Fable. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, whoa.
And those are 360 games. They've got original Xbox games on there too.
Yeah. Like, they are really, really, really pushing the agenda to really have that experience with gaming. And I feel like in an age where there is a lack of video game preservation.
And obviously, not obviously, but also game nostalgia as well.
Yes.
Because a lot of people are heavy on nostalgia this year.
100%.
And not just this year, but any year really.
And the fact that Xbox are still continuing to deliver with that is beautiful. I really, really love it. Yeah. And especially their efforts, a lot of their independent games as well, like just them partnering with independent studios to make Xbox original games. Like, they really, really, really paid attention in terms of what they wanted to do for the community in terms of gaming, with Game Pass, partnering with smaller indie
studios. And
indie studios and indie developers. They really, really, really set the bar for just the experience of gamers. And man, Xbox has really done it. And with this as well, they've really outdone themselves. Like,
for £11, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Blood.
£11 a month. £11 a month. And let me tell you what you get for £11 a month.
Tell them.
So you get Xbox Game Pass. You get Xbox Live.
Yes.
And the Xbox, so basically you get Xbox, I believe, Xbox Lineage Ultimate actually for £11, right? So you get Game Pass, you get Xbox Live, so you can play online, right? And the Game Pass catalog here is full of just games.
It's ridiculous.
There's about over 200 titles on there. Quote me on that if you want in the comments down below. But they have like 200 titles, right? More than that even. And not only that, but when they get their own independent studios to release their games, say for example, Forza 5, which is coming out in literally a couple of days' time.
Oh, right, okay.
Day one. Play it day one. For free.
That's crazy.
For free. Yeah. Day one. And all you have to do, if you want like, I don't know, like if you wanted, let's say, a deluxe version of the game, all you have to do is buy the add-ons.
Really?
You just have to buy the add-ons from the game. So for example, again, like I'll do Forza as an example, right? Yeah. So the deluxe version of the game is about, I think, £70.
Maybe like £70.
£70. That's if you buy it off of Game Pass, right? I mean, not off of Game Pass, but away from Game Pass.
Yeah.
It'll be like £70, right? But on Game Pass, it's free with your £11 a month subscription, which is cheaper than PlayStation Plus, people, by the way.
Yes.
And so you can play that day one, and then buying the add-ons will only cost you another $20.
That's actually
to get the same experience that you would have got with from the deluxe edition.
Extra stuff on it, yeah.
So in total, you're paying 30-ish pounds, maybe 40, for a deluxe edition of a game that you otherwise would have bought away from a console that you would have needed everything else for anyways, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you need Xbox Live to play online anyway, so.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you Xbox.
Sony, take notes, okay?
Please. Because PlayStation Now, everyone wants to play that, but...
Listen, PlayStation Now is dead.
Yeah. But this is about Xbox, so... Happy 20th birthday.
Phil Spencer, you're the GOAT.
Yeah, man.
You're a real guy.
Big up you, Phil. Sponsor us, man. Come on, bloods.
Taking charge of all that must have its...
Oh, toll.
Yeah.
Easily. Especially in the midst of Xbox One and...
Oh, yeah. The backlash of Xbox One, all that kind of stuff.
The backlash. But Red Ring of Death.
They came back real strong.
Yeah.
This is a solid console.
Beautiful console. So, on that note, let us know what you think. What was your favorite Xbox era? What was your favorite Xbox game? What was your Xbox experience like? Tell us, interact with us. This one is a very special one for the both of us. So we would love to hear your thoughts on it. And as always, thank you so much for watching us, for subscribing, liking. If you're watching this and you haven't already, please do. Thanks. Right? We're on all socials. We appreciate you. This has just been like really fun. The past month has been really, really dope. So thank you for everything. that you guys have done to support us. And as always, my name is Archie.
My name is Yuri. Stay safe, stay gaming, stay live.
That's it. Yo.